exam. So this is an example of a question. So we have here, what is always a characteristic of a solution that contains a buffer? Now, what are the parts of exam? Ayan, so let mag-test muna si Sir Aldrin. So, what do we call the question? Any idea from the group? So, what do we call, there's a term for it. In your preparing a multiple choice exam, it technically has two parts. Very good. Ayan, so may nakasagot. The stem. Okay. So here, this is the stem or our question. How about this part? What do we call this one? Sometimes called responses. Sometimes also called structures. Okay. So for this one, we have technically the second part or the responses has two parts. The first part will be the destructors. For these choices, A, B, C is the destructors or the alternative, and the correct answer is the key. So here in this question, the correct answer is letter D. So it answers the solution resists the large changes in pH when small amounts of acid and bases are added. So most of our not most, all of my examples is chemistry based because I'm a chemistry major. Okay, another one, there are two formats for multiple choice exam. First, we have a direct question. And the second one is we have the incomplete statement. So for here, the direct question is what are the three primary particles found in an atom? Tapos, in an incomplete statement, so it technically direct question, a question type. This one is a statement type. Tapos, most of the time, we place blank here. And these are the choices. So again, most of the time, we make these two types. Okay. Also, there are varieties of multiple choice items. So first, we have the single correct answer, best answer, and combined response. Okay, for the correct answer, these are the following criteria. Only one correct answer, the alternative are all incorrect. So isa lang tamang sagot natin. Then the student is directed to identify the correct answer. For an example, we have this one. So what term is used to describe atoms of the same element that have different masses? Okay, my question here is, what do you think are the distractors? Not the correct answer. Ayan, so let's see. Ayan, may pa-quiz agad si Sir Alvin na aga-aga. What is the distractors in our choices? Okay, very good. Ayan, so we have the correct answer. So technically the correct answer is letter C. We have here the isotopes. So this is our key. Then we have here our distractors. Very good. Okay, next. Okay, so this one is another example of a single correct answer. Here, we have the stem. Our distractors are A, B, C, and this is our key. Another type or another variety of multiple choice type of exam is the best answer. So it has the alternative differs in degree of correctness. So technically, all of them are correct. There's just a degree of correctness. One is clearly more correct than others. And the best alternative serve as the answer. Okay, so this is the question. The solution of a solute is best described as which of the following? So we need to find the correct answer. What do you think is the best answer here? All of them is correct. The ability of solute to dissolve in water, the ability of solute to dissociate into ions when dissolved in water, the mass of solute necessary to dissolve 1 liter, the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a specified amount of solvent, and lastly, the mole of solute that can dissolve in 1 liter of solution. So technically, all of these are correct, but there's a degree of correctness. And the most correct answer or the best choice is letter what? Okay, so it's letter D. So this one is an example of a best answer variety. Another example is this. You can also do not only statement form, but also illustration form. So which diagram best represents the composition of aqueous calcium chloride solution? Water molecules are not shown. So technically, all of this uh, has a degree of correctness, but which is the best illustration? Remember, it's CaCl2. So it means you have 2Cl negative. And the white represents the calcium, the black represents the Cl, and the correct answer or the best choice is letter B. Because there are 2 calcium, 2 positive, and you have 4 Cl negative. Okay, and another best answer variety is like this. So you can pick. Okay, for the best answer variety, sorry, one or more alternatives are correct, and the student is directed to identify the correct answer or answers by selecting one of the set of letters. So this one is organic. So the question is, will therefore have the same chemical properties? And I think the correct answer here is letter. So you have 2 answers here. So this is, they're both ketone group. Ayan. So the correct answer is A and D. And it's letter A. So meron kang 2 alternatives that are considered correct. Okay, the next part will be how we will improve now our multiple choice test. Okay, so how do we improve our STEM, or how do we improve our distractors or responses? Okay, first, the problem should be clearly stated in the STEM. Eto, most of the time, I experienced this when I was undergrad or high school then. So here we have here the term, the STEM is conformational isomers. The question now is what? The students don't know what do you want to know. So how will you assess? 'Di ba? So first, you need to clearly state that the STEM. And how we will clearly state the STEM, we need to have the question. Kasi ang student dito, anong gusto ni sir malaman about conformational isomers? So here we can improve it in terms of this kind of STEM. Choose the option that most accurately characterize molecules that are related as conformational isomers, or which of the following best describes conformational isomers. At least in this kind of STEM, there is a question. Unlike in the prior, hindi alam ng student ano yung gusto mong malaman. Another one is include as much of the item as possible in the STEM while excluding any irrelevant material. Ayan. This one is quite long, di ba? Which of the following statement about bench shape is true? And these are the choices. And you can see that there are commonality in our choices. First, the question is about the bench shape. There you have here the central atom, you have the pairs of pairs of electron, you have the bond angle here. At all of that part is repetitive in our distractors. So for us to make a better or an improved version, we can rephrase the question. In molecule AX2, the central atom A has 2 lone pairs of electrons in addition to the two bond pairs in the AX bonds. The question now is, what is the shape and bond angle of this molecule? Ayan. So we can now have an improved version. So in this improved version, the students are now directed. Unlike in the prior, medyo yung mismong question is mahaba, at the same time, nagkakaroon ng confusion yung bata. Another one is negative items, and even the positive items should be can be underlined, can be italics, boldface, or capitals. I think one of the example here is the positive is true. So you can see here that the true is capitalized. Ayan. So this one, which of the following is not true about elements that form cation? So you have here the term not true. So this is a negative item. Or if it's true, or pwede rin namang, if it's true, the true is the capital one. Okay, so here is how we'll now improve our responses or our distractors. First, you can arrange them, arrange alternatives in a logical order. It's either numerical, it's either alphabetical, or sequential. This one is a good example of increasing number 4 to 10. So there's an increase in the increase in the value of the number, magnitude of the number. Or you can also arrange them in terms of alphabetical order. And another one is avoid the alternatives, all of the above, and none of the above. Kasi most of the time, yun yung tamang sagot. So, nangyayari is, nagiging tama yung students kasi hinuhulaan lang nila. So, they're just guessing that when they see the all of the above and none of the above, that's the correct answer. So, as much as possible, avoid these alternatives.